The Toronto Raptors are far from the team they were in 2019 when they won their first championship. Several of their key players have been in recent trade talks. Does Masai Ujiri, as president of basketball operations for the Toronto Raptors, deserve some of the blame for the current state of the Toronto Raptors?
Yes, some of the blame. There's more blame to go around, but yeah, I think he does. He's at the helm of all of this. If he gets the praise in 2019 for bringing Kawhi Leonard over and and leading them to a championship in 2019, why can't he get some of this blame for the debacle that they're facing right now? Absolutely, yes.
Yes, I think if we're going to blame Rob Pelinka, general manager of the Los Angeles Lakers, why are we not to blame Masai Ujiri? It's the same thing. If you're in charge of roster
Yep,
construction,
yep.
then this product that we are seeing is partly your fault.
Absolutely, absolutely. Is not exempt from getting some of the smoke at all, at all.
Hmm.
However, he's not the only one. If I'm just going to be honest, because some of that has something to do with the coach, Nick Nurse. You get some of this blame too. You get some of this blame too. You are part of the reason why the Toronto Raptors won the championship in 2019. You have on your roster, although Usama Jury does have some blame in this, but on the roster, what they do have is experience players that were part of the championship run, right? They have length because everybody almost on their roster is over 6'5".
And
So
yeah.
what we talking about there?
Hmm.
And they have youth. So what you can't figure out what to do with that, Nick Nurse? Now, granted, there's some other pieces that Usama Jury did not give to you for this upcoming season that he should have. And maybe that's probably the reason why this stale offense that you're running, Nick Nurse, can't figure it out. But no, they got some of the core pieces that a lot of these teams wish they had. Championship DNA in what? Fred VanVleet, although he don't want to be there. Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby. What else are you? Three from the 2019 championship run, and y'all can't figure it out. Rookie of the year, Scotty Barnes. What's going on? Nick Nurse, yeah, you get some of this smoke too. I'm sorry. Yeah, you too.
Yes, Nick Nurse has been the voice in the locker room for 5 seasons. Masai Ujiri replaced Dwayne Casey with him. I took it upon myself to look at Nick Nurse's track record, right? Since 2019 when they won the championship. 2020 they were kicked out in the second round versus the Boston Celtics. 2021 they didn't even make the playoffs.
Didn't even see it.
2022 they got bumped in the first round by the 76ers, and here we are in 2023, 12th seed in the Eastern Conference. Nick Nurse, you deserve everything that's coming to you right now. I think the Toronto Raptors need something new and fresh and exciting in their locker room as the voice. Can I offer you Ime Udoka, please?
Can't he gonna always be. I know y'all. I know, but every time we talk about a coach that needs to be replaced, just know until Ime Udoka is back in some head coaching capacity for the National Basketball Association, I'm gonna bring his name up because
Yeah.
what he did in Boston, what Boston is still relishing in at this point. You think I'm not gonna bring him up? That man is a great coach, and yeah, can I? Yes, you can interest me in coaching Ime Udoka. Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
Ye-
But Nick Nurse, yes, is it Nick Nurse not willing to change his offense to help suit the players that he has on the roster right now, or is it that he needs some coaching assistants that can give him some fresh ideas? Is that what we're talking about? Or
That's
he's
a
not
great
willing to
idea.
take he's not willing to take who he has, their ideas that are already on the assistant coaching staff.
Mm.
What is the gap really? Right? Because I still trust in Nick Nurse. So what is it? But I'm sorry, he ain't the only one. So no, it's a little bit of blame for you, Simon Jerry, a little bit of blame for Nick Nurse, but Fred VanVleet,
Oh.
where you at? I mean, you got time to talk on these podcasts. What I'm gonna need you to do is show up on the court. And you just can't be tearing up jerseys. Fred, clearly you don't want to be there because you should be one of the leaders. Now I know you not Kyle Lowry, and I'm not expecting you to be that. But you have an opportunity to help lead this Raptors team to at least a top 6 spot in the East. You were on these runs when the team was doing
Mhm.
pretty good. Maybe He don't want to be there no more. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. Y'all tell me. The North Nation. Tell me what it is with Fred VanVleet.
Masai Ujiri has been with the Raptors for 10 years. I mean, you talk about longevity. He is known for making bold moves. So when we talk about bringing in a new coach, when we talk about the trades that he's made, I mean, he let Kawhi Leonard leave after the championship run. Kyle Lowry, he sent away right at his decline. Let me tell you, they had the best timing with that, because what we're seeing right now from Kyle Lowry in the Miami Heat's jersey could not have benefited the Toronto Raptors at all. And then remember, he acquired Scotty Barnes, OG, and Gary Trent Jr., the most notable acquisitions. And then when he traded DeMar to the Spurs for Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green, I mean, that's bold, right? So Masai is accustomed to, like, raising your eyebrows and saying, wow, did he really just pull that off? So I'm looking for him to do that this trade season. He has to.
But
he
with
absolutely
what?
has to.
With what? Is he going to give the only trade that the most notable will be Pascal Siakam? And I know he don't want to get rid of him.
No, but if Fred doesn't want to be there, let's see what we can get for Fred.
Oh, maybe you can get something for Fred. Maybe.
Yeah.
Not to lead your squad. I don't see Fred as that. I mean, maybe to play. I think he's maybe best suited in a role second to the second part of your backcourt. Because Kyle Lowry was the leader of the Toronto Raptors for seasons on seasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Fred VanVleet, when he finally came in to the Toronto Raptors organization, he was just like a secondary to that, right? Not saying he was number 2, but he was like a secondary to whatever that was. And maybe that's a role that's better suited for him, because what he has an opportunity to do right now with the Toronto Raptors, I don't think he wants it. So Pascal Siakam is in his prime. Don't waste that man's prime. Don't do it. And Scotty Barnes, I mean, his year over year numbers and how you watch him play, he looks the same. Are you guys pushing him forward? Like, he's so quiet this season. Rookie of the year is super quiet. Like, what is going on? I don't know. Continuity is totally jacked in Toronto right now, and in this result, and we see the results of that now at the bottom of the conference in the East.
Shocker. I think the Toronto Raptors are at a crossroad, because I think they're faced with, do we scrap this whole thing and build around Scotty, or do we keep our core four together? We're talking about Fred, OG, Gary, and Pascal.
I would say scrap the 4. I would probably say scrap the 4. Keep Pascal. Keep Scotty, of course. Scotty is your future. You got to keep Scotty, I'm thinking. However, I think they need to I don't necessarily like Pascal Siakam as the center. I don't really like him there. They need a player like Marc Gasol, a player like Serge Ibaka. They need somebody like that on the roster, I think. And I want to move Pascal Siakam to wherever he was doing in 2019. That right there, that's the one, right?
Yeah.
So I just think that something is missing, and I think that's where Masai Ujiri takes some of the blame. Like, fill these holes in, sir. Let's get it done. You have some trade assets. I'm not saying you probably won't receive a talent like you did in Kawhi Leonard at the time. That was 2019, but you can get something. And I just think that he needs to. When will Masai Ujiri do the shock value? That's what I'm waiting for. When is your shock value trade? And when that happens, I think then we'll start to see the Toronto Raptors flourish again. So